Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10. We're going to be talking about Episode 17, or the characters from Episode 17, and what is up with them, specifically the Reapers, because they are a very interesting group. The sequence of them in that episode was really good. And we had some interviews last night, obviously, from the cast from all over the place. So I want to go ahead and read this one thing that Angela Kang said with Entertainment Weekly. I'll leave the link in the description down below if you want to check out the full article, but I want to discuss the Reapers, who they are, what they want from the group, and apparently we're going to be seeing more of them in the future of the show. So we're going to be discussing all of that in this video today. Obviously, general spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up with the show. And then also, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to hit the subscribe button as we have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. But other than that, let's get into the video. Alright, so the Reapers. First thing I gotta say is that, yeah, they're pretty scary. That whole sequence, I talked about this in my review, that whole sequence in the woods was pretty terrifying. I mean, it was really well directed because of the music and everything like that. My heart was beating. I was at the edge of my seat. Characters were going down left and right. And these Reapers really know how to fight. And then that guy at the end, in the video that in my review, I was talking about how he said something right before he killed himself. He said something like something marked you. And yeah, apparently he said Pope marked you. So who is Pope? We'll talk about that also. But again, Angela Kang had interviews. Well, she had interviews like all over the place. But I want to read this one thing before we get into our discussion. Just from the Entertainment Weekly interview. Again, I will leave the link in the description down below. Because they ask her like a bunch of questions about the episode, but I want to talk about the Reapers first. So the question was, what can you say about the Reapers? These people have seemingly been hunting the group Maggie's been with, and how big a part are they going to be in the future story? And Angela Kang responded by saying, without getting into too much spoiler stuff, I think what we can say is that, look, I mean, one guy followed them out there, and he caused a lot of trouble for Maggie's group, who are not exactly stupid themselves. So if he's from a group that's obviously has hunting skills, and he's in these military fatigues, he's in a ghillie suit at one point, they have some sort of background where they know military techniques. And so that's going to just be a formidable type of enemy to go up against, because I think for the most part in our show, all of the people who are the bad guys they come up against, who knows, they might have been an accountant before the apocalypse and then just turned dark, right? But when you have people who have a certain level of skills and training, it possesses a different kind of problem, because suddenly you don't need 100 of them. One guy can cause a lot of harm. So this is definitely a story that will be ongoing, but beyond that, I'll hold some stuff for later. So yeah, a lot to unpack there. First of all, yes, they're causing a lot of trouble for Maggie, and yeah, that was the thing that was interesting to me. And she pointed out there about their hunting skills, and they definitely seem like they know some military techniques, because again, that whole sequence in the woods was pretty terrifying, because they were just taking down people left and right. They weren't missing. They clearly have experience, and that is kind of scary to think about these people going after Maggie. So the Reapers, first of all, I want to say that they are not in the comics, so this is like a brand new thing for the show. And apparently they were supposed to be in season 11, but I think they bumped it up into season 10C when they had to do season 10C because of the delays and stuff like that. So originally they were going to be in season 11, but I like how they were going to be on the show no matter what. So it wasn't just like a group they created just for season 10C. This is actually a group they've been thinking about for a while, and they wanted to include it. But this definitely seems like it's a group that is connected with Maggie's past, and Maggie has been hiding stuff. I made a video talking about that a couple days ago. Lauren Cohan had an interview where she said that there's not, Maggie hasn't said everything just yet, and we even watched the episode last night, and she said herself to Daryl that not yet, some of the stuff she can't talk about just yet. But specifically, Lauren Cohan was hinting at a dark secret for Maggie. You guys let me know what you think that dark secret is, or if you want to go check out that video after this one, definitely let me know. But yeah, she says, I think this isn't like that big of a group either, because she says that you don't need 100 of them, so it's not like the saviors or anything like that. It's just like a small group, but they really know how to fight apparently. And they kind of remind me a little bit of the wolves. Remember, the wolves were sort of like an enemy that was in between, like the bigger groups, like, or like right before the saviors, so right before like the bigger enemy showed up, they were like this other group of people that were causing trouble for the community. Now I think these people are definitely a lot scarier than the wolves, especially again because of their background and how they know how to fight and their hunting skills and that kind of stuff. But it kind of reminds me a little bit of the wolves. So I want to discuss what this group, what's their purpose and why are they going after Maggie. So first of all, like she said, that we're going to see more of them. So the story is going to be ongoing. So that's really interesting. I'm kind of thinking if it's going to go into season 11. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, if it originally was meant to be for season 11. So Maggie and her group isn't that big either, and they were going around helping people. Or at least that's what she told Daryl. So that's what we're going off of here. They were going around helping people with Georgie, and the communities fell, and then they or that's what Maggie was doing originally. The communities fell that she was helping. She was gonna go back home, but then I think she just reminded herself of Negan and that kind of stuff, and then she ran into Elijah and the new characters, and they just sort of been together. But the thing about this group is that they just really came out of nowhere, and they seem to have like a big problem with Maggie. So clearly there's some backstory there that we don't know about. And the way the guy at the very end who killed himself, the way he was talking to Maggie made it seem like he knew Maggie and he knew the group. Like he was saying, "Pope marked you." So that was an interesting line to me, and I heard something like that. I heard something marked you, and I was like, "What? Like who? Like what is this guy talking about?" Like I felt like he was talking to Maggie like he knew her, and now it looks like he does know her. So to me, I think Pope is probably like the leader of this group. That's what I'm kind of thinking. And when he says like Pope marked you, I'm kind of thinking that maybe it means like they're going after Maggie because Pope told them to do it. Like Pope marked you. So yeah, they definitely set up a lot of big things here when they said that, like Pope marked you. I'm assuming it's some villain. So that's why I'm kind of thinking that maybe this will lead into season 11. And season 11 is an extended season. It's the final season. So they could definitely, have some, and they always kind of do that in the first couple episodes of each season. There's a little mini story going on before the big stuff happens. Unless it's like going into, from the last season to the next season right away. But like, in season 9, we had the Savior still being an issue before the Whisperer showed up. So this is definitely something I could see happening in season 11. So if we look at like the history of the villains on the show, like for the most part, they usually have motives, right? Like Negan wanted people to work for him. The Whisperers didn't want people in their territory. The governor, well, he was a bit crazy, to be honest. I mean, he did kind of have a motive, keeping his people safe and his town safe, Woodbury. So for the most part, people did have a motive. Something happened that triggered them to fight against the main group. So we could say that something probably happened here also, but who's to say that these people aren't just going after anybody? They're just hunting people. Because that's what it looked like almost. Like they were just like hunting these people. But because of the connection with Maggie, I feel like Maggie's group did something to them. And that might be Maggie's dark secret. That's what I'm going to go ahead and guess. That probably is Maggie's dark secret. And I'm thinking that maybe Maggie caused some issue with this group. Because I think maybe her experiences with Negan and the Saviors, caused her not to trust people like that and to fight back. And maybe she fought back too early. Maybe she, did something to them that was, not friendly. Maybe she fought back against them, pretty early after meeting them, and they just sort of gave each other bad impressions. And maybe she just dealt with the group that was not to be dealt with. And like Angela Kang was talking about here, they have these military techniques and these hunting skills, so now they're getting revenge on Maggie. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. You guys let me know in the comments down below about that. But it definitely seems like Maggie and her group know the Reapers and have had some sort of connection with the Reapers and probably did them wrong, especially since all that talk about Maggie's dark secret. So when it comes to the other villains that we're going to be meeting this season and next season, the Commonwealth, I don't think they're related with the Commonwealth, because the Commonwealth seem a lot more organized. Like, these guys kind of seem like they're just doing their own thing. And like Angela King said here, there's not that many of them. Or, well, we don't know how many of them there are, but she said like you don't need 100 of them. So I'm assuming that she means like they're really good fighters. They don't really need that many people. So I don't think they're connected with the Commonwealth. I think they're just a group that is on their own, and they just came across Maggie and had some issues, and now they're going after them, which is kind of scary to think about. It's kind of like a horror movie almost. But again, you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about all of this? Again, these are not the answers. This is just my ideas. You guys let me know what you think about yours. I'm going to leave it off there for you guys. This is obviously just a discussion video to talk about the Reapers, because that's what I'm kind of thinking they are. You guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about the Reapers? Let me know your theories. How are they connected with Maggie? Or are they even connected with Maggie? Maybe they're just a totally different group. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like I said, I'm going to wrap it up there for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe, as we have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.